Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thank you for joining me and welcome. My name is Sierra. So today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 affordable concealers that I've just been absolutely loving. Now, I know there's a bunch of other concealers out there, but these are the ones that I have had personal experience with. They have been like my holy grails at some point, and I'm just like, I need to let the people know what concealers are just super bomb, so you guys don't feel like you have to spend heck of money on concealers when there are some quality affordable concealers. So if you guys would like to see my top affordable concealers, please keep watching. And before we begin, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Also go ahead and sign up for notifications so that you guys will not miss out on any of my uploads, because I am creating consistent content for y'all and I don't want you guys to miss it. I do not want y'all to miss it. Alright, I'm gonna stop rambling. Now let's get to this video. Alright you guys, so the first concealer that I'm going to talk about is a holy grail. I feel like at some point or another you've either heard of it or you have used it. So the Girl Pro Conceal is like my old faithful. This is the concealer that I began using when I first started doing makeup, just to add it to my kit because they have like such an amazing color range. I feel like they're the most versatile drugstore affordable concealer that has just every single shade. Like, they were on point when they created this whole entire line. I don't even know how many concealers they have. I want to say they have roughly 20. It might be 30. Don't quote me on that, but you guys, Girl Pro Conceal is so good. The good thing about this concealer is it is medium to full coverage. So for my ladies who don't like a lot of products or that, like, you know, full coverage look, you can just apply it and then blend it out and you'll have like a nice sheer wash of color. But for my ladies who like a more fuller coverage just look, what I like to do is I'll apply the concealer and then I'll let it dry down and I'll start doing something else, let that concealer dry down a little bit, then I'll blend it out and then it'll just be like this nice, really full coverage concealer. Now this concealer retails from, now, I don't know what it is now, but back in the day when I like first started, these used to be $1, like $1.99, $1 to $1.99. Now, because this is an old faithful and everybody on YouTube has either used it, hyped it up, whatever, it varies. The price really does vary. I know my local beauty supply store be trying it. They be taxing, boy, I tell you. But this concealer, I know on iKate House is either $1.99 to $2.99, and then at my local beauty supply store it ranges, it's probably about $4.99. So I personally go on ikatehouse.com to purchase these. I know Ulta sells these as well, but they be taxing too. So you just gotta do your research and see where you can find, you know, the cheapest amount for these. This is a mattifying concealer, so if you're looking for something with a more dewy look, I would not recommend this just because it's a mattifying. I like to use it to carve out my brows, to highlight, to contour. I use it for everything. Like, I literally can use this for my whole face. And I know some people have used this as a foundation. I haven't. I ain't that bold, but you can use it as a foundation too, I have heard. This concealer is absolutely amazing. It is one of my favorite holy grails, must-haves, and yeah, so yeah. So the next concealer that I absolutely love, and if you guys are familiar with my channel, you guys know I've been using this concealer non-stop. It's the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. I'm so glad that I finally got on the bandwagon of this concealer. I know that it's been around for a long time, but prior to this new release, they didn't really have a wide color range, and they just revamped and they just came out with some new shades which are amazing. I'm in the shade Golden. It's full coverage. I feel like there's an instant like under eye eraser. I don't know how to explain it to you guys. I don't know what they put in this concealer, but one of my problem areas is underneath my eyes. I find that I have like a lot of puffiness and I feel like I have darkness underneath my eyes. Whenever I put this concealer on, I feel like I just feel more confident. I feel like it just, you know, erases and camouflages all of that underneath my eyes. Like, I love it. This concealer is very creamy. It blends so well. Like, I don't know, it just blends into, I've used it with cream foundations, I've used it with liquid foundations, and I just find that it blends super, super nice, and it lasts all day. I don't find that it gets patchy or anything, so yes. This concealer retails for about $8 to $9 depending on where you get it. You guys know some drugstores love to tax. However, that's pretty much the range that I found on the Maybelline website. It says $9.99, but I know that I've gotten it for cheaper at Target or Walmart, so you just kind of got to look around. That is the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. Now, the next concealer I've been absolutely loving is the Colourpop No Filter concealer. Between the Age Rewind and this concealer, these are my top favorites right now. Top favorites, period, of any concealers that I have tried. These two are amazing. The Colourpop concealer retails for $6. Now you can't find it in the drugstore, but you can find it on Colourpop.com. It is still very affordable. Usually you can find like a little coupon code so that you won't have to pay for shipping and you just pay for the actual product itself. I use the shade Dark 40. Now I feel like I can go a shade lighter, but when I was doing my research, I saw a few people who said that they were using Dark 40, and I'm like, okay, cool. But I know that as we transition into the seasons, I'm gonna have to go a little bit lighter just for that more highlighted look. But I love this concealer. It is a full coverage concealer. If you guys have noticed a trend, I only use full coverage concealers. I just feel like if I'm gonna use a concealer, I want something that's gonna work. I want something that's gonna be full coverage and cover up my little bags, my little designer bags. Concealer is super, super good. It blends out like a dream. Like, this is my jam right here. Alright, so the next concealer that's made its way to my top concealers is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. Now, I stumbled upon it. I think I saw somebody on YouTube reviewing it or talking about it, and they were like, this concealer is super bomb. And I'm like, I've never tried any like makeup liquid products from Wet n Wild. I've used their lipsticks, I've used their highlighters, but never like any actual like makeup product. No foundation, no concealer, anything like that. So I'm like, let me just try this out, see what it's hitting for, and I fell in love instantly. Like, it is a really good concealer, and this is the cheapest concealer of all of the bunch. This concealer retails for $2 to $3 depending on where you get it. So the shade range for this concealer isn't the greatest. They don't have like a huge variety, and I need Wet n Wild to get with the program. Because so the shade that I'm in, I use medium tawny and medium peach. I didn't know which shade would work for me, and I didn't want something that was too dark, so I got both of them and they work great. Medium peach is the lightest of the two that I have, so sometimes I'll go in with medium tawny and then I'll go in with medium peach to reinforce and brighten up. This concealer is pretty creamy, but you have to work relatively quickly because it does dry down pretty quick. So what I like to do is I'll apply it on one eye first, blend it out, then apply it on this eye, then blend it out, versus doing like the triangle and then going here and then going here, because by the time I get to this eye, it is done deal, dried up. So you just got to work a little quickly to blend it out. But that concealer is really, really bomb, and I love it. Alright, so the last concealer on my top list is the e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer. Now this concealer is the lightest coverage of them all. It still has a pretty decent coverage, but compared to all of the other concealers, this one I feel like is more sheer to medium. So my ladies who don't like a full coverage concealer or something too heavy or thick, I would recommend this concealer. Now this retails for $3. It's lightweight to medium coverage, so it's not a lot of coverage in comparison to the other concealers on my list, but I do like this concealer. The shade range wasn't the greatest, but I was able to find my shade. It's kind of hit or miss in the drugstore, which is sometimes difficult. So one thing I would recommend if you guys are looking for a new drugstore product, just kind of do your research on YouTube. There's a lot of blogs online that have like comparison. So if you're like an NC45, then they'll translate other foundations, other concealers that you might be. But like I said, it's still hit or miss. It depends on your undertones and everything like that. But these products are affordable enough that you can, you know, take that hit or miss just to try it out. I honestly do believe that these concealers can compete with some of these high-end concealers, but almost a third, a quarter of the price. You definitely just have to try these. These are some of my absolute favorites. Now, I am aware that there's other affordable concealers out there, but these are ones that I've had experience with and I just fell in love. If there are some concealers that I did not mention that you guys like, please be sure to leave them in the comment section so I can try them out, and maybe in the next top video, they might replace some of these concealers. You never know. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.